This conference will
So
now be recorded.
today we are going to get an overview about what is meant by axis risk analysis. What are the advantages of maintaining axis risk analysis? So the comparison between performing the risk analysis in the security and performing risk analysis in ARA we are going to do. Firstly, before going into ARA concept, so let us talk as a security consultant. First, suppose you are a security consultant and you want to perform risk analysis. What are the options we are having? So, as a security consultant, are you able to perform any risk analysis activities? If yes, what are they? Anyone?
No,
So,
sir, in
do we?
security.
So we have seen a concept like users who is having access for the critical authorization, roles having access to so and so T codes. Where have we performed all these activities? List of users who is
ECC,
having access in ECC only.
SU,
What is the trans? SU?
IM.
Yes, yes, yes. In the SUIM, we are doing all these activities. SUIM stands for User Information System or the user trace we are performing. Okay. So for the user trace, we are doing. So in the user trace, we are bringing the list of users who are having for so and so T codes. We are going to bring list of roles which are having access for some particular authorization, that is called as a risk analysis only. We are bringing list of users or the roles who are having access for certain authorization. This is how we perform the critical authorization, the concept what we have called critical authorization. So critical authorization is nothing but performing the risk analysis only. So what are the drawbacks here? So how are you going to do there in the security? Firstly, if anyone joining in the company, you are going to create a user ID. Okay, then you are going to create him some roles. Okay, a set of roles you are going to assign for this user. Later, you are going to create something called critical authorizations. Okay, so critical authorizations you are going to prepare here. So generally, critical authorizations, there will be so many critical authorizations. For suppose there are almost like 1,60,000 transaction codes in your SAP system. Let us assume that each module people say that. So in our module, there are 10 important transaction codes we are having. These are very critical transaction codes. So for each transaction code, a critical authorization must be created, or else we are going to create something like critical combinations. So even though we prepare critical combination, they will be somewhere in hundreds. So hundreds of critical authorizations we have to prepare there. So it is not a easy task. Collection of like for every module you should go. For basis team, for ABAP team, for BW, HR, HD, MM, FI, CO, you have to go with all the module people and get the information. What are the critical transaction codes, or what are the important transaction codes, or what are the risky transaction codes? So it is a huge process, and even for bringing the reports who are having access for them, it is not a easy task. It is a very big issue. So to overcome these problems, we are having a we are having the solution in ARA, Axis Risk Analysis. So here is the First problem number one. We don't have something like centralized preparation of critical transaction codes. Okay, critical transaction codes and the combination. We don't have any option in the ECC security. For every critical transaction code, a critical authorization must be created. So this is the problem number one. Okay. So for this, the solution we are going to provide is the GRC Access Control ARA. So what is it useful? What is the solution we are providing? The solution we provide here is called as a rule set. By using the rule set concept, we can maintain all the critical authorization data in our project in a single place. Okay, no need of maintaining different critical authorization, creating different combinations. Okay, if at all you want a report of users having access for critical authorization one, report number one, critical authorization five, report number five, no need to perform all these things. Okay, simply what we can do is we can prepare a chart called rule set. In that single rule set table, we can maintain all the critical authorizations. So from now onwards, I am going to replace my terminology. So previously I am saying as critical transaction codes. Now we are going to change this one as a risk. Okay, risky transaction codes, risky combinations we are going to see. So let us see how the rule set is going to be prepared. Okay, so, firstly, in ARA, we are going to have something, a table called rule set. So, in the rule set, we are going to have all the types of risk involved. What does the rule set contain? Different types of risk we are going to have. And what does the risk contain? Different functions we are going to have. Okay, risk IDs contain different function IDs. And again, here one more point you have to note. Here, the risks are again divided into three types. We are having three different types of risk in the rule set. What are they? We are going to divide all the risks into three major parts. First one is called as the critical actions. Okay, and second one is called as the critical permissions. Okay, so again some new terminology you are seeing, that is actions and permissions. Are these really a new terminology? Means absolutely not. So actions are nothing but transaction codes. So in the security system, we are calling them as T codes. But in GRC system, what are we going to call them as? Actions. And whereas permissions are nothing but the authorization objects. So previously in the security, we are calling them as the authorization objects, everything. So now they are called as the permissions. So just remember actions and permissions. In the place of transaction codes, now the term is replaced by actions. In the place of authorization objects, it was replaced by permissions. Okay, so from today onwards, we are going to use this terminology only. And the third one we are having is the critical permissions. Okay, and the third one, what we are going to have is the critical permissions. Sorry, so critical actions, critical permissions, and the third one we are going to have is the SOD, segregation of duties. So what is meant by segregation of duties? It is nothing but combination of, okay, combination of T codes and objects. Okay, together is called as the segregation of duties. So the rule set is made up of risk, and we are going to have three different types of risk here: critical actions, critical permissions, segregation of duties. These three types of risk we are going to have here. Okay, so we prepare the rule set table. In this rule set table, firstly, we are going to prepare the risk. This risk is divided into three things: critical actions, critical permissions, and segregation of duties. And the risk IDs contain something called as the function IDs. Okay, so what exactly this function IDs contain? So this function IDs contain something called as the set of transaction codes, that is actions. And in the second thing we are going to have is the permissions. Permissions means authorization objects. So this is the thing we are going to have. So in this way, we can maintain a centralized chart of all the risky transaction codes and all the risky objects in a single place. So this is how the rule set is useful. What is the benefit of maintaining a rule set in the SAP project? We can maintain all critical transaction codes, critical objects, and critical combinations in a single place. This is the first advantage of maintaining the access control. So this is the rule set concept. And coming to the problem number two, or the situation number two. The situation number two here is, so in security, do we have any option like how to identify, okay, which T code having risk? Okay, so for suppose you are creating a user ID called ABC. Okay, ABC is the user ID. You are about to create a user ID. For this user ID, you are creating a role. A role name something like Z underscore XYZ. A role name you are creating. In this role, you are adding some certain set of transaction codes. So, do you have any idea about what are the risky transaction codes you are assigning previously in security? No, we don't have any idea. What are the T codes without risk and what are the T codes with the risk? There is nothing we can identify as a security consultant. The next one is, do we have any option like how to analyze the risk? So, is there any option like can we perform risk analysis for a user or for a role? No. Only thing we can do in the security is by using the SUIM critical authorization. So for suppose I have created a critical authorization. So in the authorization, I have inserted SU01. So in security system, what I can identify is whether the user is having access for this critical authorization or not, I can do it. But I don't have any dedicated tool to perform risk analysis for a user. So I have created a user ID called a user ID called something like Reliance 01 is the user ID I have created. So I have given certain set of transaction codes, like 50 transaction codes I have given access. So I don't have any dedicated tool in security whether this user having any risk involved by assigning these transaction codes. So this is not possible here. And the next one is, do we have any option to remove the risk? So, can we remove the risk for a user in the security? Not at all. We don't have any option there. So, for all these problems, we are having a solutions in ARA. What are the solutions we are having? That is, first one is how to identify which T code having risk. we are for first two problems to identify which transaction having risk and how to perform the risk analysis. We can perform something called as a risk analysis for user, risk analysis for role, risk analysis for the profile. So all these activities we can perform in the ARA. And sorry. And next one, do we have any option to remove the risk means? Yes. In ARA, we are having some options like we can remove the risk for any user role or profile by using two ways. One is risk redemption and second one is the risk mitigation. By using these two concepts, we can remove the risk for any user role or profile. And at the end, we can also perform something called as the risk stimulation. Okay, risk stimulation is a concept that we do after removing the risk. So stimulation is a very easy concept. For suppose you have completed risk analysis and removed the risk for a user by using either mitigation or redemption. Now this user got newly access for a new transaction codes or new roles. So even before assigning the new transaction code for a user, we will do the stimulation process. Stimulation is nothing but we are just going to take what if scenario. What if we assign a new transaction code for this user? Is he again going to get a new type of risk? All the things we are going to do here. So these are the solutions we are having for the second issue. Okay, and coming to the third issue, that is in the security, do we have any option to generate a audit list? So audit list of users, roles, profiles who are having access for all the risky transaction codes or risky authorizations in SAP. So in our project, there are like 200 risky T codes. So do we can get a dedicated report where all the users who are having access for these transaction codes? No, we don't have. In order to do this, we are having the solution in ARA. That is, we can generate the audit reports for a user role and profile that having risk. So these are the three advantages we are having for execution of the ARA. So, what are the three things? Centralized preparation of critical T codes, objects, and combinations. Okay, second one is we can identify the risky T codes, we can analyze the risk, we can remove the risk. And third one is we can generate a audit report. So now coming to the question. So what are the so for the same answer there can be given the interviewer may ask you multiple questions. So I will give some of the questions. First one is so why do you suggest implementation of ARA in my project? This is first question. Second one, what are the benefits of execution of ARA in the project? Or else they may give some scenario like we are running a so and so project, like a ITC project from past 5 years. We are only in executing ECC security. Now we want to move to GRC ARA or GRC access control. So, what are the benefits we are having by executing the GRC, by implementing the GRC project in our GRC in our project? Or they will be giving like, can you compare our project executing in security, our project executing in ARA? So, what are the benefits? Do you suggest or not? If you want to suggest, what is the reason? So the question may be different, but the answer is same. These are the 3 points which you should be giving them. First point is we can prepare a centralized chart where we can maintain all the critical T codes, objects, and combination. The chart name is the rule set. Okay, and second point is we can perform the risk analysis and we can remove the risk by using the risk redemption and risk mitigation, and we can also perform the risk stimulation. This is the second point. And third one is we can generate a audit reports for users of the list of users or roles or profiles having access for the critical authorizations. So this is the inputs which you have to give. So these are just the inputs, not the proper answer. Try to understand the concept and prepare your own answer. Try to explain the concept, not answering the Q&A. Okay. So these are the inputs I am giving. Just try to give the answer. Now, if anyone having any doubt up to here, you can ask me. So till here we are the what is the ARA implementation which we are going to do if someone asks me, these are the execution which we are going to do in upcoming classes in ARA. First one is how to create a rule set. Next one is how to perform risk analysis. Next is how to do risk redemption. Next one is how to do risk mitigation. Next is how to do risk stimulation. And lastly, we are going to do how to generate the audit reports in the ARA. This is the implementation which we are going to do in the ARA in upcoming classes. Okay. Till here, if anyone having any doubts, you can ask me. Any one of you? Is it clear? Naidu, Srikant, Yogesh, Monica.
Krishna and I joined in the middle. I think so lost. So
Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Right. So, Monica, just for a clarification, have you
yeah.
gone? So, you are having any work experience previously?
No, I don't have any work experience. Just I already learned ECC. So
Okay. So, right. That's
in
the reason why you
GRC,
want.
in the middle of GRC, I struck there like why we are giving risk, why what
Okay.
is the condition. So after that, I didn't move on to the classes. So
Okay. Right. Okay. Right. No problem. So, you can understand, right? You can follow up, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yogesh, and what about you? Are you having any work experience previously? I don't remember yesterday the introduction. Yogesh, can you just unmute your mic? Okay, I will speak with you later. Now, let us go further. Name. So, this is what the execution we are about to do in the upcoming classes. Now, so is this only restricted to this only for this execution, or else this GRC access control is useful for later sections also? You may get a doubt. So, your GRC learning will not stop here. So for the future topics also, you again have to come here and do the execution. That is, so these are the additional topics. While so I will just let you know one by one. Firstly, we are going to see the overview of GRC 12.0 access control, access risk analysis executed for HANA database. So even for the HANA database user risk analysis purpose also, we are going to prepare a rule set. So this rule set is prepared for the users, for the normal application users. This rule set must be prepared for the HANA database users. And this concept you will be doing the implementation at the time of HANA security. If at all in future you do the HANA HANA administration or HANA security, then again you have to come here and learn the concept. At that time, no one is going to show you what is meant by rule set, how to create the risk ID, how to create the function IDs. No one is going to show you in detail this much. Okay, so in order to know, even though if you are going to learn HANA security, S4 HANA security or Fury security, you must have knowledge in the access control. So what are the executions you may do in the future? Firstly, rule set for the HANA database users. So firstly, the same concept. We are going to have a rule set, and rule set is going to have something called as the risk here, and the risk is now divided into two types only. Firstly, when you go to the session number one, so what is HANA security all about? What is the additional topic we are going to learn in HANA security? Anyone do remember? In HANA security, what is the topic, new topic we are going to learn there? So we are going to have a topic called privileges. So authorization for HANA database users is done based on the privileges. So the risks are now divided into two types. First one is called as the critical actions. Critical actions are nothing but critical privileges we are going to do. And second one we are going to have is the critical combinations. Okay, critical combinations are nothing but multiple privileges we are going to have. Okay, okay. So mainly here we are going to have only one type of thing, that is the SOD comes first here. So firstly, SOD comes in the first place, and the SOD can be done into two ways: critical actions and critical combinations. One privilege and multiple privilege is the concept which we are going to learn in the future. This execution we are going to learn at the time of HANA security, not right now. Okay. Right then, now again this risk contains something called as the functions. Okay, and the functions contain something called as the privileges. Risk contain function IDs and function IDs contain privileges. This is the configuration part which we are going to learn at the time of HANA security. A part of this rule set, we are also having some other executions to be learned in the future. So what are they? So GRC 12.0 ARA new features available. We should learn about something called as the SAP Fury tiles. So, how to perform the risk analysis for the few retiles we are going to learn here. And we are going to learn about how to perform the HANA database risk analysis. So, if at all you want to perform risk analysis for the HANA database, you should again come to GRC ARA concept only. And next one we have is the rule sets. Okay, S4 HANA and S4 HANA and Fury rule set. So while doing the S4 HANA security and the Fury security, we will learn how to prepare the rule sets for S4 HANA systems and the Fury systems. Right now, we are going to learn about how to prepare rule set for the ECC system users. Okay, that's it. And last advanced feature we are going to have here is the mass risk owner. Okay, mass risk owner assignment, and the other one also we are having in the same concept, that is mass mitigation owner assignment. So these are the two things which we are going to learn in future. Okay. So these are the latest advanced features that are related to ARA. So what is the reason why I am explaining you here is learning ARA is learning access control is not only restricted till here. So in future, if at all you want to learn any courses like S4 HANA Security or Fury Security, again you have to come back to the risk analysis only. So now how would you learn? How to prepare the rule set and how to perform the risk analysis, like this is the base for the future topics. How good you learn right now, it will be easier for you in the future courses also. So after gaining some experience, many people will be learning either a Fury security or HANA security. So at that time this will be helping you great. Okay, this is the overview of the ARA. So right now you must have got a good understanding about what is the execution we are going to do in the ARA. Now, if anyone having any doubts in the topic which we have discussed right now, you can ask me. Anyone?
Uh, Sir,
Yes.
what is the meaning of mitigation? Like, what is the use of mitigation?
So that's simple. Like we are going to remove the risk for a user or role. We are having different methods in the mitigation concept. We are just going to track the users or the roles who is having risk. Mitigation concept is nothing but we are going to track the risky users or risky roles or risky profiles. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. The execution is very big one. I cannot explain you in just like this. So firstly, we have to perform risk analysis then. So there are in between so many classes to do. So Maunika and Yogesh, did you see the yesterday's video?
Yes, sir.
No, sir. Just now, Rafi informed to me, so I
I
joined.
think he, I think he forgot. Okay, he will send the video. Just go through
Okay.
it. Yesterday, how we are going to execute step by step. I have explained. You once go through it. And Yogesh, did you attend the yesterday's session? I don't know.
No, no, sir. No, actually, I requested
Oh,
for meeting request. She didn't share that meeting request yesterday.
okay,
She asked
okay,
me to join tomorrow morning.
okay,
I'm not
okay,
able to join morning. Now
okay,
also,
okay. So,
some person has called me. Then I joined.
okay, okay. So, what is your experience you are having?
Sir,
Why you are having any experience in say, security?
uh, yes, sir. I have 3+ years experience in security.
So,
About this,
what
I
are
have
the
discussed
exist?
with you, sir. About this
You
one, I
you
have asked
already
you, discussed with you.
yeah, you have already spoken with me. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Sorry for that. Yeah.
okay.
So, what are the executions you have done in the security? Just for the thing, I should make
One,
sure that you, yeah.
I'm doing supporting. I'm working as a supporting consultant in security.
Okay.
I'm mainly working on SU01, that user creation, master user creation, role creation, and
Okay.
uh, uh, uh,
So, have you gone through with the default authorization data, customized authorizations? Okay. User trace, security policies,
yes,
profile
yes,
para.
sir. Yes,
You
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Autotrace and ST01.
okay? ST01, yes, okay. Right. Then. Okay, then, right. So, not a issue. Okay, so right then, if you are having good enough of knowledge, you can just continue with GRC. Just warning you, without proper security knowledge about what is authorization, how to create the roles, how the default data works, without having that one, you cannot directly come to GRC and learn. Okay, right then, if it is good thing if you are already having work experience, right then. Okay. Any other doubts? Srikanth? No. Srikanth, you? Srikanth, Naidu. Okay.
No doubts.
Okay, then, right. So, yeah, I'm going to end the session, and both of you, I will just inform the consultancy mainly for, I think Naidu and Srikanth received the videos. Yogesh, you said that you also received the video, right?
Yes, sir.
Yesterday's
Yes.
one.
Yes.
Have you gone through the yesterday's
Yes.
video?
Yes.
Okay. Right then, Monica will be sharing the video. You can once go through it, yesterday's content video.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Right. Okay, everyone. We'll be meeting tomorrow again at 8 p.m. So first 2 to 3 classes are just demo sessions. They will be like around 30 to 40 minutes only. After the batch is finalized, we'll go with the full length sessions as usual. The same thing which we have done for the security. Okay. Right. Yogesh, you are the new one. Remaining three students have already attended security for different batches. Okay. Right.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, everyone. We'll be meeting tomorrow at 8 p.m. Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you, sir.